Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel and to another episode of Let's Talk Positive Vibes Only. In today's episode, we're going to be discussing the different signs of an unhealthy relationship. So things that you should look out for in a relationship which might be the detriment to a relationship.
Yeah, being in an unhealthy relationship is just not fun. Like, you and I have both been in unhealthy relationships, haven't we?
Yeah.
And it's only until you get into a healthy, positive relationship in which you actually fully appreciate and understand what it was that made a relationship so unhealthy. I think my first point would be, like, don't ever think that a healthy relationship doesn't exist. Because I think sometimes you can actually get into that mind space where you actually believe that an unhealthy relationship is just the way it is. But I don't feel that you should ever have to stand for some of the things that we're about to talk about.
Absolutely.
So we're just going to kind of touch on a few things that we feel contribute to an unhealthy relationship, and again, like I said before, things that certainly you shouldn't have to put up with in a relationship from our perspective. This is in no particular order, right? So number one, I'd say a number one sign, if there's no consideration of your own life, there's no consideration of your passions, of your interests, for example. So you're in a relationship and all of a sudden you find yourself losing any sense of your own identity, and it will probably be stemming from the fact that your partner doesn't care much or undermines your own sense of yourself and your own passions. What do you think about that? I think that's something that's certainly unhealthy.
Definitely. I think when you're in a relationship, there has to be a consideration of each other, and if the person that you're with has no consideration for any aspect of your life, the things that you want to achieve, the things that you're going through emotionally, there could be certain things that you need your partner to support you on, and they're just not doing that, then that really is unfair to you.
Lack of support.
It's just the lack of support.
Lack of support. When you're in a relationship with someone, that's a partnership as far as I'm concerned. Part of that partnership is supporting each other towards each other's goals emotionally and your interests, your passions. So a lack of support, again, incredibly unhealthy for a relationship. And
it just makes the other person not feel very good about themselves either. That can have a real effect on the other person. I don't think it's fair to make someone feel like they're not being supported in any way in any form of their life. So the second one is probably being controlling in a relationship, and I think this is quite an important one, because I think some people in relationships mistake the controlling-ness as a form of them really caring.
Their love,
Their love.
That's a really good point.
And
actually,
that is very, very dangerous, because I think there is a fine line between caring for someone, loving someone, and then just wanting to just control every aspect of their life. If your partner loves you, they will show that to you in a healthy way. If they want to control your life, on the other hand, I think it's very important that you understand and are aware of how that is happening. Them wanting to know where you are at all times of the day.
Yeah, and I think it's just that lack of trust.
It's the lack of trust as well.
And that's when you'll find that someone becomes quite controlling. I think it stems from their own lack of trust for their partner.
For their partner,
and that isn't, a lot of the time, that isn't anything to do with what the partner has done. Like, the partner hasn't done anything wrong. It's just that this person...
It's just their insecurity.
Exactly.
I think that's what it is.
And that manifests itself in controlling ways.
Very controlling ways, and it's very, very simple, but it can be, very
destructive.
Very destructive.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's not just things like texting and stuff. It could be things like them, controlling what you eat, controlling what you wear, controlling, how you do your hair, just the little things that are just a bit off.
So number 3 for me would be overall manipulation and something that is called gaslighting, right? So that's when someone manipulates you to believe one thing, right? When that isn't the truth.
That's the complete opposite, basically.
Yeah.
So,
But I just think manipulation as a whole is something that is obviously very unhealthy to a relationship. And again, it can manifest itself in many ways. There's, emotional manipulation. The manipulation of making you believe that other people are against you, so actually manipulating you against your family or your friends, for example, the people closest to you. In order, I guess it comes back to control. Manipulating you to such a degree that they then have that control over you. Because you're now no longer close to your family or your friends.
Emotional abuse almost is it's a very powerful thing, and I think you have to be very aware of those signs if someone is emotionally abusing you or emotionally blackmailing you, just manipulating you.
Well, this is what I'd say, and how you figure this one out. If you feel like you're treading on thin ice all the time, then you're being controlled, you're being manipulated. Because that's when you start to feel like anything you say, anything you do is wrong. Rather than actually question it, you actually do start to believe it. And that's where you're being manipulated.
And if for example as well, you might confront the person about that, or you talk to them about it, and they say, I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know what you're talking about. You're crazy.
That is a pure sign
you're
of
mad.
gaslighting.
They'll make you feel like
you're the one that's
got the issue. The problem.
Yeah.
So I think manipulation, gaslighting, a big sign in terms of an unhealthy relationship.
So the next one I think is if you feel like you're being put down by a partner constantly, and that could be anything, them telling you that you're not good enough, them saying that you can't do something, them not believing in you feeling put down is not a healthy sign of a relationship. When you're in a relationship with someone, they should be lifting you up, they should be lifting your spirits, they should be supporting you, no matter how good. They should feel good. No matter how big your goals are, your aspirations are, things like that, they should always be supporting you. They shouldn't be telling you that you can't do something. They shouldn't be making you feel bad or making you feel like you can't do something. They shouldn't be, making you feel bad about yourself. Full stop.
Yeah, and also, if I can add on that, putting you down in front of others as well is a big thing. In an unhealthy relationship, someone will tend to put you down in front of friends, in front of family, in front of whoever. And again, that will make you feel bad. And it's just that overall thing, isn't it? It's that kind of almost sadistic thing of getting a kick out of putting someone down. Someone that you're supposed to love and care about, putting them down in front of people. It's almost like an extension of bullying. In a way. It's like an extension of being bullied at school, just in a relationship. So number 4 would be impossible or unrealistic expectations. I think again this is something that's very important to identifying an unhealthy relationship, because there are people in relationships, you can do everything and anything, and you can try your hardest, and you can be giving so much, and just sometimes it will just never be enough. It will just never be enough, down to their own unrealistic and impossible expectations. There's partners that will show appreciation, and I think it's important when you're in a relationship to feel like you're appreciated. Part of a healthy relationship is showing and saying sometimes that you appreciate your partner. And if you find yourself in a relationship where you're never getting that, and all you're getting is this is not good enough, and this isn't good enough, and this isn't good enough, then that again is a sign of an unhealthy relationship. Sometimes it's not as simple as that, and you will get a partner who does say they appreciate you while still saying that this isn't good enough, this isn't good enough, and that can make it very confusing. And that's another thing about unhealthy relationships. They can be very confusing, and that's why they can be difficult to get out of sometimes, because you feel confused, you've been manipulated, you're being controlled, but there's also love there as well. Where they'll make you feel appreciated, they'll make you feel loved, but then 10 minutes later they'll be saying the complete opposite, and they'll be saying you're not good,
Yeah.
So it's just
that's another form of manipulation as well, isn't it? It's like, you know,
it's that roller coaster of emotions, and
which shouldn't really be the case in a healthy relationship. You shouldn't be going through those emotions at all. You should be very clear in how you feel. There shouldn't be that confusion or the like you've spoken about before, the treading on ice. You know, thinking that thinking or believing that you've done something wrong
all the time.
Okay, so the last one is a lack of respect, and you know, respect comes into a lot of things. You know, in a relationship, in all kinds of relationships. Lack of respect. If your partner isn't or doesn't respect you, isn't respecting you, doesn't respect you, then this is a sign of an unhealthy relationship, because relationships are based on respect. It's a huge thing. No matter what you have been through in your life, your partner should always respect that, because they're your partner, you're a partnership, they love everything about you, so for that reason they have to respect you. And if there's no respect there, and they're making you feel bad, it's not a healthy relationship.
The lack of respect kind of encompasses everything we've spoken about. What you said, the foundation of a healthy, good relationship should be respect.
I think those are the things that contribute to an unhealthy relationship.
I think it's important to say as well that if you find yourself in a relationship with these signs, it's important to understand that you deserve more than that. You don't deserve to be disrespected, you don't deserve to be put down, you don't deserve to be manipulated and controlled.
Yeah.
So do know that you deserve more than that relationship, and there is someone out there who will treat you with respect.
Thank you very much for watching. Again, if you like this video, then let us know. Comment, let us know what you think. Do you agree with these signs, these points? Comment, like, subscribe, and watch out for another video soon. Thanks very much for watching.